G'day, we're going to go through today the installation of a brand new Maestro Plus on a Cornelius Endurance IBD. So first thing we want to do, you've got your brand new IBD, you've got a brand new machine. It's going to come with a bin top. With the bin top you're going to get supplied a gasket similar to this. So what we'll do, we're just going to attach that onto the front of the machine, around the perimeter of the IBD. Okay, we've got the gasket on. Next step, we're going to put our bin top on, which has, it's very similar to the old ones, but a few slight changes. When you put it on, just make sure you push it all the way to the very far backwards. So g'day guys, this is the new Maestro Plus. There's a couple of differences between this one and the original Maestro that you guys are already familiar with. A lot of it's cosmetic. There are a few changes on the water system. They've got a purge function now and a much easier cleaning system. So we'll go through a couple of things and we'll get it pulled apart and onto the IBD. So guys, this is the inside of the machine. When you get to this point, the first thing you want to do is make sure that this plug here with your earth neutral and active is disconnected. So disconnect that. The other things that are going to be disconnected is going to be your water line coming in and your drain line on the back of going to the back of the machine. You want them all three disconnected. So to get the machine off the pallet, in the front here and in the very back of the machine underneath, there's two transport bolts that hold it in place. They're 1/2 inch headed bolts and just look like that. Just got to undo both of them. So the next step is to remove the machine from the base station. You're best off getting someone to give you a hand with this because they're reasonably heavy. So to do this, you just slide it forward, hand under the front, and basically just lift the unit out, back down, and then just lower it down like that. Nice and easy. So the final step here, to get the base station off, there's two 8mm screws, so just using an 8mm socket. Just take these two out. So once the screws are removed, basically just pick the base up and put it straight on top of the IBD. So once you put the docking station onto the IBD bin top, just make sure you align the 4 holes in the base station with the 4 captive nuts on the IBD bin lid. Once everything's in place, just get the 4 screws supplied and just screw them down into those captive nuts. So once your docking station is attached onto your IBD bin top, you're then able to pick up your ice machine and slide it back into the docking station. The machine should sit flush with the front of the docking station. At this point you can now rehook up your incoming power. Your water supply, which just goes into the bottom of this John Guest fitting, and most importantly, hook up your drain. It just slides onto the fitting at the back. As you can see here on this model, the transport tube actually comes connected to the evaporator, and it's a formed transport tube, so you no longer have to connect it up here. You do still have to push it down through the hole into the IBD, and we'll do that from this side. Okay, so to get the transport tube down into the hole into the IBD, easiest way we've found to do it, pop this one off the top of the water tank assembly, just tuck it back in here, grab your screwdriver, undo this screw here on the side of the condenser, put them in your pocket, and then undo the bottom screw here that holds the other half of the bracket. And then just pull all this out and around to the side like that. Gives you nice clear access to your transport tube and the hole that's got to go down. So as before, run your transport tube down through the hole, through the grommet into the IBD. You want to have it sitting down inside the IBD by about 13mm, half an inch. Once you've got that in, you can run your thermostat down as previously. We always found it best to get a screwdriver and push down through into the IBD, and then run your thermostat down next to it. So to run the thermostat, what we want to do, the thermostat's up here just behind the back of the PC board, electrics box. You want to do, just uncoil it first off and make it straight. And then basically you want to feed it under, sort of behind these power wires and electrical wires here, down in front of the TX valve, and then down next to your screwdriver and feed it down into the IBD. Okay, so once you've run your thermostat down into your IBD, run it through its bracket, you're going to have a bit of slack left over up the top here. Just coil it up out the way and make sure it's not going to foul on any fans or rub on any other pipe work or anything, and then you should be right. After you've run your transport tube down and through into the IBD, run your thermostat down. Ensure you tighten the screw up here as previously done on the old Maestros. You can then put the water tank assembly back in place, connect it up with these two screws again. Once that's done, put your cleaning cup back onto the top of the water tank assembly, and we're now ready to hook up water and drainage using the supplied fittings. So at this point, you've run the water in and drainage. If you've got your drainage done for your IBD, feel free to hook this up to power and turn it on. Let it start making some ice. And then you can do your post-commissioning clean and sanitising of your machine. And then once that's done, you can put your lid on and away you go. Okay, so we've commissioned the machine, we've cleaned it and we've sanitised it. Now it's ready to get the covers back onto it, so we can have it ready for shot. Before you put your covers on, just one last thing. Get your cleaning cup. It's got a little hook on the end of it here. Just hook that up into the framework, one of the slots on the back of the base station, just like that, and then we're done. So first things first, get your lid. It goes on the outside of the docking station, and just slide it on. Once that's slid in place, you have two front screw holes. It just screws in. And let it pull back into the machine. Okay, screws are in. front panel goes on very easily. There's a knob here to locate into this hole, and that's held on by magnets. Once that's done, you get your front cover, put it on there, and you're finished.